Welcome to the She Trucking Podcast, where we celebrate the powerful women behind the wheel and the incredible journeys they take. So, sit back, buckle up, and let's hit the road together.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode. This is season 7 of the She Trucking Podcast. And today, oh my God, I have one of my friends, one of the people who started when I first started. I think she already had more experience than I did when I first started. So she was one of my mentors, and I'm sure I asked a lot of questions. I asked her a lot of questions, and then to see her grow from being a truck driver to going into dispatching and going into brokering, and now she owns her own trucking school. Oh my God. This is a show that you do not want to miss. So make sure you share this one out, okay? Because we're going to be giving a lot of information. I'm going to be bringing her right on. So definitely make sure that you tune in to the show.
I don't like this. There are cars everywhere.
Bobby's, you're about to get on the interstate.
Oh,
so
my
slow
God.
the truck down.
Oh, God.
Slow the truck down. For real, slow the truck down. Stay over here on the left, okay? Take your high side. Go up here, okay?
I cannot believe I'm getting on the interstate.
Accelerate. Stay on this side, accelerate. Go faster. Faster, Bobby, faster.
Crap.
Look at all this traffic.
There are cars everywhere.
And now we're going to take it to the highest gear that you've ever been in. We're going to take it to the 10th gear.
Now?
There we go.
10th gear, baby!
All right. Well, without further ado, we have Miss Sandy Allen. Welcome to the She Trucking Podcast.
Thank you.
So tell everybody about yourself.
I started trucking in 2004. Then I went into dispatch, I went into brokering, and now I own a CDL trucking school. I have 2 kids. I do run my operation by myself, me and my children's. I still miss the road, but I'm most focused on truck driving school now. So, and Miss Sharae, she helped me along the way as well. You know, she was very, very inspiring to me in a lot of ways, even when I felt like giving up.
Well, let me say this. I am so proud of you and everything you have accomplished. So how did you get into trucking? What made you say, I want to be a truck driver and get into the trucking industry?
Well, in 2004, I used to work at Home Depot Distribution Center.
Mm-hmm.
And my supervisor came and asked me, did I want to do the yard spotter? So I went and did the yard spotter, and I just fell in love from there with trucking. So then Warner Enterprise took over the yard. When they took over the yard at Home Depot, then they asked me to get my CDLs. So I went and got my CDLs, and I started doing the yard for them, and then I started driving local for them.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you started off local. Have you ever driven over the road?
Yes, I went to Seattle, Washington, and that's because I wanted to. I wanted to explore more than just the local routes. And it was actually fun, you know, delivering all the loads. And then I came on an operator, so then I started doing my own thing, and I like that better.
Was it hard driving the truck, being the owner operator, booking your own loads, and how did all that get started?
Well, it got started because, for one, I don't like low-paying loads. And so I had to dive into learning how to dispatch my own trucks. As long as you got a laptop and internet, you can find them loads. And just build a good relationship with customers. You know, that's where it starts. Because I don't care where you go, look in your cabinet, that's a customer.
That's right. I totally agree. We bring everything. everything in. And if y'all are listening, definitely comment. Make sure that I'm trying to check the comments and I'm trying to make sure that it's shared out on all the platforms. So if you could please help me share this out. So, Miss Sandy, I'm gonna put the spotlight on you real quick, and I want you to tell everyone, what does it take to be able to get your commercial driver's license? What are the steps to get your commercial driver's license?
Well, believe it or not, you can get your CDLs at the age of 18 years old, but you cannot leave out your state until you're 21 years old. So that means that we have 18 years old who can drive commercial vehicles. But if you're in Chicago, you can't leave out of Chicago until you're 21 years old. If you're in Georgia, you can't leave out of Georgia until you're 21. And of course, we do a drug test, we do a physical. You know, we would like everybody to, once you sign up, we got financial aid, we got all kind of finance to help drivers get into the trucking industry. So it's really easy to get in there, you know, because 95% of the people who sign up for the trucking school, they get approved. You know, it's a good career to be into. And like I said, I started in 2004, but the qualification, as long as you, of course, don't have no DUI, DWI, you know, and on probation or parole, because you cannot leave out if your parole or probation officer won't allow you to do that. But that's the only reason why you just can't get in it if you got a felony or something like that. And it really nothing to it if you got one, but it more likely be harder for you to get a job, basically. It just depends on what the felonies are.
And so, what are some of the testing that's required to get your commercial driver's license?
Well, one good thing about One Stop Driving Academy, you know, they want us to read out of a big old book. I teach exactly what it gonna make you or break you on the test. General knowledge, combination, and air brakes. And the test is easy. Only thing you have to do is follow my guides and you will pass it every time. You know, the state do requires to do all this reading and general knowledge and, you know, but if you listen, you will actually pass the test. It's nothing to it, you know. I have a lot of students come from colleges. Now, we don't really have to test you out but one time, and a lot of them kick you out. But one good thing about One Stop Driving Academy, we're gonna make sure you be successful and make sure you get your CDLs.
That's great. How much is trucking experience do you have? How long did you drive? And how long have you been in the industry?
I've been in the industry since 2004.
2004. That's awesome. That is amazing. Hold on, y'all. Let me give her some hand claps. And what type of students are you looking for? Like, is it a certain area they need to be in, a certain state? Where are you trying to get your students from?
You can get students from over the United States, but they do want you to have a CDL in your state. Meaning, if you come to Georgia and go to the academy, then you'll have to go back to your school, your county to actually test out because you don't have a Georgia driver license. They want you to be in the state of Georgia.
Okay, and I just posted like one of your advertisement. Can you explain what
Well, the course is actually 4 weeks. We have day, evening, and weekends classes because for 4 weeks, who can miss that at work? So we try to make sure that everybody can get in because everybody's off on the weekends. So that's why we do days, evening, and weekends. And we hands-on. We teach you what you need to know. We do class A, we do class B, we do refresher course. What that is 20 hours. And say like Miss Sharae, she got her CDLs, but she been out the truck in 7 years. We do a refresher course because if you've been out the truck for a certain amount of time, they want you to have that refresher course. So when you see refresher course, most likely that don't apply to new CDL drivers, but we make sure that we try to accommodate, especially with your work schedule, because we do understand everybody had to work and you can't take off for 4 weeks.
So that's good that the school is very accommodating. And the name of her truck driving school is One Stop Driving Academy. How did you come up with OSDA, One Stop Driving Academy?
Because it's one stop. You can get everything. You can get your DOT drug test and physical there. I have doctors on the scene. I have nurses on the scene. Whatever you need in trucking, we can do one stop driving.
And where are you located?
1397 Cedar Grove in Conley, Georgia. Right
Okay,
behind Clove Place.
so if you in the Atlanta area, you want to get your commercial driver's license, if you want to get a refresher course, and you just want to get into trucking and get in front of some experienced drivers, then definitely check out One Stop Driving Academy. I'm just gonna take a quick commercial because let's give her a little break for a second, and then we'll be right back.
While we lean on our decades of proven industry knowledge and expertise, Canal is continually moving forward as a disruptor and innovator in the marketplace. We have developed Canal Test Drive with that same forward-thinking mindset. Our telematics-based pay-as-you-roll insurance product is pioneering the future of trucking insurance, one fleet at a time. We know that starting a new venture in the trucking industry is a complex process. That's why we offer Canal Test Drive, an innovative solution designed to help new commercial trucking operations simplify and manage their insurance cost based on actual miles driven, never for idle time. Let us take the guesswork out of your insurance costs with our simplified pay-as-you-roll approach.
All right, and we're back, and I have Miss Sandy Allen here with me today. She started off as a truck driver, and she became a broker, and she teaches dispatching, and now she owns her own commercial driver's license school out of Atlanta, Georgia, the Georgia area. Well, everything is Atlanta. They say anything close to Atlanta is Atlanta. So for the I have so many people that follow me and they just get into trucking. What advice would you give the new drivers that are interested in getting in?
Don't be afraid. Everybody I see that get into trucking, they get so excited about it's a big truck and their anxiety take through the roof. Trust me, I have to calm a lot of people down. It is 108 parts of the pre-trip inspection. We're going over that. We do have our yard maneuver. You got 2 weeks in the class and you got 2 weeks on the range. When I tell you it's nothing to it, you just got to calm down and do it. A lot of people like, I can't do it. We offer a Class B license too. But I do recommend everybody get a Class A. There's nothing different on the test but the average. So that's the difference between the Class A and Class B, the average.
Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about these autonomous trucks and all that's coming in? Trucks driving by themselves and all this. Matter of fact, let me play this EV commercial. This is about like electrical trucks. I'm gonna let her think about this question and then give her answer.
Electricity is cheaper than diesel fuel, and charging overnight means you never have to stop at the diesel stations again. Maintenance costs are lower because EVs don't require oil changes or replacements of high-cost combustion engine parts. You'll also be eligible for tax incentives and grants funded by programs like HVIP.
All right, we're back. So, Miss Sandy, what do you think about the EV trucks? And you got the new driverless trucks and all. I'm just gonna put the spotlight on you.
Yes, we deliver over 350,000 electric trucks. They put them in the field. I do think it's gonna take time before they actually put them out on the road because a lot of times when it come down to safety, DOT like the dock plates and we got older buildings and stuff like that. Now when it come down to the electric trucks, they phenomenal. You ain't got to worry about stopping at no pump. Just get your electric one and charge it up and let's go.
Yeah.
So I prefer the electric one very much so than the ones that drive by themselves because we actually stored over 350,000 just in the field because people don't want to get the docks in order for them. So it's gonna take a lot of work to get it on safety because DOT said no, so we just parked them in the field.
So I think people, if you want to get your commercial driver's license, get them now because we see what the future is going to, right? So as soon as they figure out how to make it where these trucks can operate on their own, then they're going to do so. So make sure that you go ahead and take time and get your commercial driver's license now. Okay. And so that's why I want to Miss Sandy today. She reached out to me. She said, call me. And I said, well, you know what? I ain't talked to her in a long time. So you know what? I ain't even gonna write back. I'm gonna call her right now. and I told her, I said, you know what? How about you? Let's do the podcast today. Because if we can get more people qualified to get their commercial driver's license here in 2025, you can have almost a full career in the industry before these trucks and everything take over. So I knew that I couldn't wait. We didn't want to wait. We wanted to go ahead and jump on. She said, okay. I said, well, let's go.
I am a
Let's
little
go.
nervous because I'm camera shy, but we here.
We are here. And everyone, if you are here with us, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Definitely subscribe to the YouTube page. Right now on my Facebook, I don't know what's going on, but I just reshared it from the She Trucking like page, and on YouTube. So you can watch it on the YouTube She Trucking page and on the Facebook She Trucking page. Because on my Sharae Moore page, I don't know what's going on with that one. So, but please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, just answer them. Just put them in the comments. I'm gonna check the comments and make sure that you put in the comments on the YouTube and on the Facebook page, and I would definitely read your comments out. So, is there anything that you would like to add?
Yes, everybody watching this live that sign up for One Stop Driving Academy, you get $1,000 off of your tuition.
Oh, wait a
But you
minute.
have to mention She Trucking.
Okay. Well, I don't know if y'all heard that, but you get $1,000 discount if you mention She Trucking and you sign up for her for One Stop Driving Academy. Now that's just awesome. That is just awesome. And do you have financing as well?
I do. I have financing. We take WIOA programs, certificates. We take VA. We do have a phenomenal loan company. Like I said, they approve 95% of the people. The only way they don't approve you, honestly, if you already got a trucking loan out there and they paying it.
So, let's see, how long is your program?
4 weeks.
4 weeks. Oh, just 4 weeks. So in 1 month, your life can change in 1 month.
And the phenomenal things, I don't do job replacement, meaning that once I give you your CDL, you can work for yourself. You can go out and buy your truck. We do have people that will sell your truck because we connected with a lot of different people. But we do have company come in and offer you a job. Once you come in and you say that you want to be a company driver, for an example, Warner Enterprise is one of our vendors that come in and they will give you a job. So we do have different people that come in and give you a job once you graduate One Stop Driving Academy. So we do have a lot of opportunity, and we'll make sure that you get that job replacement that you need.
That's awesome. So, what are some of some starting companies that you suggest that people start with once they get their license?
To be honest with you, Warner, we got Snyder, Western Express.
I wouldn't say Western Express.
No,
Don't go to Western Express.
no.
Go to Swift.
Well, okay, well, but to be honest
That's where
with
I
you,
went.
to be honest with you, I help all my people that come to One Stop Driving Academy. I help you own your own stuff. That's why I got vendors that you can go out and buy you a truck, but I don't suggest that to start off with. Drive for a year with a trainer, get your experience up, and then call me and I put you in the truck. So you can own your own 18-wheeler, you can own your own box truck. That's what it's all about, owning your own business and growing. But I do suggest you to stay out there 1 or 2 years, unless you already got experience, driving. And then if you want to be a owner operator, that's fine too. Because I had a lot of them come to the school that already got a trucking company, but they ain't got their CDLs.
Yeah, yeah. And if you don't get experience, don't go with a trainer. You're gonna tear up your truck.
Yes.
You're gonna tear the truck up. So make sure you start off with a company and make sure that you get with an experienced driver to really learn how to operate the highway. Because just because you have your license don't mean you are a professional driver just yet.
Yes.
It does take time, and even experienced drivers make mistakes. So I definitely want to make, yes, you can start your own business or whatever, but take the time out to learn how to operate that truck or team with someone. Make sure that someone is in your truck with you and an experienced driver is in the truck and y'all are teaming. Now, that's just my advice. And on that note,
That's
if
why
you are on the road, let me just shout out to our sponsor for today. If you're on the road, this is for women who drive. We have the Road Dog Coffee. This is the first coffee in the trucking industry for drivers. And they have all different. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Can y'all see?
it's a
They
little
have all different types of bags of coffee. This is the light roast, and they also have dark roast, strong. It's some of the strongest coffee. Different types of coffee. So, thank you to Road Dog Coffee. And if you would like to get some yourself, go to roaddogcoffee.com. Okay.
Trust me, y'all gonna need that coffee on the road because it's gonna be plenty of time to get sleepy.
Well, you have, and they have to build their what do I call it? You have to build yourself up to where you can drive for long periods of time. Your stamina.
Yeah, more
Because
likely you'll start off in the daytime, but your trainer do have to let you do night driving. So if you're not a night person, that coffee will come in handy.
yeah, and actually, it's a market for what you're doing because a couple of people have recently called me who own trucks and they don't have a commercial driver's license. I'm gonna call y'all out, Devin. You need to get with her, okay, and get your commercial driver's license.
Yes.
And then one of the sisters, shout out to one of our sisters, she just got her license July the 1st, but she tested on the automatic. So let me ask you a question. Do you have automatics or manuals?
We have both, and we do take automatic restriction off as well.
Okay. And then if I already have a truck, can I bring my truck in to your school and test
Yes.
out?
Now we do knock off if you bring your own equipment because I don't have to buy the diesel and stuff like that. So we do Class B. We have buses out there for you to test out. Because what people don't know, to get your passenger endorsement, they look for that to be an endorsement. But let me tell you, you have to test out in a 16-passenger bus in order to get your passenger endorsement. It ain't just like hazmat, triple double tankers. We do all that as well. Get every endorsement that you want, but passenger endorsement is not as easy as people think it is.
Yeah, yeah. I need to get my endorsement for passenger. I think I want to drive one of these celebrity tour buses.
Yes. Now I did test out a lot of Tyler Perry studio people. They got their CDLs, and if you have your CDLs in the movie industry, you can move up in rank. And I had like 12 of them to come in and get their actually CDL for that.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Um, Shout out to Carrie. Carrie just she's a one of the ladies who are part of She Trucking. I got to meet her at the Mid American Truck Show, and she just got her commercial driver's license July the 1st.
Yay.
I'm definitely gonna refer you as well to her because she got the automatic, but she owned a manual. So make sure everybody pay attention because I see that this is happening. That you have to make sure that you understand that if you test out in an automatic, you will have an automatic restriction on your
And a
license.
lot of people that you go to testing you out in automatic, and it's easy to get that restriction off. So um, please, I tell people, you want to get a manual because God forbid if your truck break down on the side of the road and you got to go to Penske, they're not gonna say, "Well, we got automatics," or they might not have an automatic. They're gonna put you on the side of the road or in a hotel for weeks until you can find your truck until your truck can get back up. So I suggest everybody, if you can, it's easy for you to test out in an automatic, but to get it changed over, it's easy to get it changed over, but please just make sure you don't restrict yourself because if your truck ever break down, they can't give you a manual and you automatic restriction.
Right. So just to reflect back on what we was talking about today is how to get your commercial driver's license. One of the things is you got to take the general knowledge, air brakes, and combination test. And then you have to take the skills test, which is a pre-trip inspection of the truck. You have to recite that back and all the parts. And then you take a back and three back and maneuvers. You do three back want to reach out to me when I'm live. Nobody called me earlier before I got live. But then it's three backing maneuvers. And what are the three backing maneuvers that they have to take and pass?
Well, they starting now the motorized testing. And it's almost to where you got a cheat sheet that you can actually look at and mark off now. Meaning that they got the components on the sheet and you mark off, but you can't write nothing on it, but you can actually have that. So that's what they actually supposed to incorporate it June, but they still doing a little kinks to it. But some stations already got DDS already got it, but we do Alidot, offset, straight line backing. Now sometimes they give you blind side, parallel, but they're gonna pick three. But we have to teach you all of them because we don't know what three they're gonna give you.
Okay.
So we teach all the maneuver they got. Now, if you do the motorized test, like I said, you got a sheet of paper they print out. Well, we print out for you, and you just check off. So you really can't miss nothing. Now, one good thing I tell y'all about One Stop Driving Academy, I'm gonna teach you what gonna make you or break you on that test. I'm gonna give you a little hint. Like seatbelt, for an example, it's an automatic failure. You forget to put your seatbelt on. That's what we teach at One Stop Driving Academy. Everything that's gonna make you or break you on that test. A lot of people, honestly, we don't have to do that. They just told us just to teach it, and that's it. But I want to see everybody be successful in this industry.
One of the new things, okay. So after the back end, then you have to do the driving test. And it's one thing that I left off, and that's that it wasn't, we didn't have to do this when we first started. But now they have this ELDT training. So,
We offer that too.
yes, so tell everyone what's that and what you have to do and all that good stuff.
Yes, ELDT training, they actually added it too. You have to actually have two. You have to have one for your permit. They let you go test and get your permit, But without your ELDT training on now, your permit is not valid because you need them hours to add to your permit. And you need the same thing with the behind the wheel training as well. Meaning that if you don't have them hours, because a lot of people go to DDS, they test out, and they were like, I got my CDA, I got my permit. Did you have your ELDT training? No, well, their permit is not valid until you have that training attached. They won't even test you out behind the wheel training unless you have your 2 ELDT training behind that. And that's the theory. That's the entry level driving training. So you do need that for both behind the wheel and your permit.
Yeah, it's I think the last time I checked it was like 30 tests, but y'all, I'm telling you, you're gonna pass. That's one thing about this driving. This is a skill that that we teach you, and you get better and better every day. And trust me, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get that license. One thing about it, if you have Miss Sandy on your side, you're gonna win.
Oh,
So
you win for sure.
you're gonna win. So, what changes have you saw since entering into the industry?
I actually went to Macon Thursday. It's a lot of changes with the SAP program. If anybody don't know what that is, this is SAP. Whether you refuse a drug test, fail a drug test, June 2023, they call it KP2. And I will have a lot of stuff and give Miss Sharae a lot of stuff on that. But what they doing is trying to make it for y'all not to get CDLs no more because they was like, people don't want to stop smoking or they refusing the drug test for whatever reason. Because we have a chapter that we have to teach on drug and alcohol, and you wouldn't believe how many people come to my school. They have to do that six-step program, and you got to test negative 3-time drug tests.
So, if you are looking to get your commercial driver's license, make sure it has been 6 months or but 6 months, 3 to 6 months before you have done any kind of anything, and don't do anything else. Okay, so because they have cracked down now. Back in the
Yeah.
people would fail a test and go to another company, and now you fail a test and you're really done. You have to pay money to be able to get your commercial driver's license back active again. It does take away you're almost done. So,
And
but
one thing I tell people, don't mess up your CDLs. You get them because once they put you in the clearinghouse, it's gonna be hard. And I have a lot of people coming to me for help. And I have helped a lot of people, but sometimes that my hand is twisted. I just can't help everybody, but it just depends on the situation. But
well, sometime this month, y'all, I'm gonna come on down to Atlanta, Georgia, and see Miss Sandy, and make sure that I get down there and and see her down there at the truck driving school. So you will see more of her. You will see more of her, and also, if you're interested in her truck driving school, what's your website that people can go to
it's
sign up?
www.onestopdrivingacademy.com.
Awesome. All right. Before we go, I just want to let's get a good smile. So if you want to take a picture and share this out, let's just smile for the camera. All right. It's probably gonna be our cover photo on YouTube. And before we go, what changes? I have two more questions before we go. Okay, I'm just gonna wrap up. But what changes have you noticed when it comes to driving, being the truck driver over the road in the industry?
Well, a lot of things changed for as like DOT. They out more. Unfortunately, since I'm with the state, I do get alert, but they really cracking down on truck drivers. Make sure that you do your pre-trip, your post-trip. You want to keep your truck up to par because if you don't, it's gonna break down. That's your moneymaker. So DOT is really cracking down mostly on hours of service. We teach y'all how to do law books and stuff like that. And if you're tired, go to sleep. Nothing can sleep is sleep.
Yeah, so let's break it down. A lot of people they so interested in how our schedule. So we work about 70 hours a week. You can drive up to 11 hours. You have to take a 10-hour break. Now you have a 14-hour shift. So they give you 3 hours if you want to go on duty and fuel, if you want to eat. If you're sitting at a dock, you got about 3 hours. So that's a 14-hour shift. Now, when it comes to that break, we have two other options. You can do a 10-hour break. You can do a 8-2 split and a 7-3 split. And I'll tell you, those 7-2s and 7-3s come in handy.
Don't forget your 30-minute break.
That's right. And you have to do a 30-minute break within the first 8 hours of driving, which is needed because you need to get up every 4 hours to
Yes.
to walk around, stand up, to pee, to do something.
Yes.
And
And
so,
like I tell people, don't be afraid of career changes. Everybody think it's a lot of information, and it is a lot of information, but the key thing is just be safe.
right, safety is the number one priority. You
Safety
definitely
is
want to
the
make
number
it
one
back
priority.
home. Yeah, that's. I always tell people you pray before you crank up the
The
truck.
number one thing that will get you in trouble, whether you're in your personal car or whether you're in your truck. Let's put these down.
Oh, you can't have it in your hand anymore. So the law,
It's,
you can't have it in your hand
it's
anymore.
$37.50 for you to pay, and it's $11,500 for a company to keep you. So that's an automatic termination.
Yeah, definitely.
And that go for whatever you do. Once you get your CDLs, you got one license. You don't have two. You got one license. So whatever you do in your personal car is affect your CDLs as well.
She say CDLs, but it's just CDL. Yeah. Because it is just one.
Yes.
CDL. And so a lot of y'all probably know this already, but I do not offer any classes, any training, anything. My nerves can't take it anymore. I'm glad I got older. So definitely contact people like Miss Sandy or any other trucking schools that's on our website. Miss Sandy information will be going on the website today as well. So you can be able to check out her trucking school. And before we go, what? Let's see. The road to success. Um, what advice would you give? Oh, you know what? You just spoke about change. Let me kind of close with this because a lot of people will say, "What do you do without the life after trucking?" So, what does life look like for you after trucking?
I tell everybody, once you smell that diesel, you can't give it up.
Okay.
But you get your health back together after trucking because there's a lot of times, honestly, that you let yourself go because you always on the truck. Of course they got showers at the truck stop or whatever, but when you're at home, you relax, you out the truck. But I tell everybody, I made the best of trucking because I don't care where I'm at. I'm gonna find me a shopping mall. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna find me a movie theater. So
Yeah.
don't feel like because you in the truck, your life is over because you can enjoy life like you're doing at home.
Yeah.
That's a house on the road.
Yeah.
So my thing is get your bag up, be safe, and always go home to your family.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming on the She Trucking podcast. I love it. She said, "There's no life after trucking. Trucking is my life," and I love that. So I tell people you got to fall in love with the lifestyle of trucking, and that's what you have done, Miss Sandy. And before we go, I want you to toot your own horn, tell people where to find you, let people know again your website and all those things.
Yes, you can go to www.onestopdrivingacademy.com. On our website, you can do your application, you can sign up, you can pay whatever you want to do. We do have a One Stop Driving Academy Facebook page. It's also on the website as well. We got grants, we got financial aid, we got everything that you need to start your trucking career. So if you have any question after this podcast, you can reach me at 470-475-6299, or my email is osdafairburn@gmail.com.
And thank you so much for coming on. You can come on again anytime that you want to.
You is welcome. And don't forget, everybody who signed up get $1,000 off for using She Trucking.
Yes, thank you for that discount. Don't forget, let her know that She Trucking sent you, and start your trucking career today. And thank you for coming on.
You is welcome.
All right, y'all. That wraps up another show of the She Trucking Podcast. If you missed any of our episodes and want to go back and see any others, definitely go to our website. Oh, wait a minute. We got a comment. Hold on. It's definitely a lifestyle. Thank you so much for tuning in, Miss McAllister. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for the support. We're gonna be going live. I'll be going live, interviewing more people. If you want to be on the next She Trucking podcast, then make sure you just send me a DM. Send me a DM, an email, go to the website, say, hey Sharae, I want to be on. Is that simple? And then I'll get you on and get you and I'll just, come on in, and you can just come on in the room. Again, I am Sharae Moore, the founder of She Trucking, and on that note, guess what? I'm out of here. Until next time, y'all be safe out there on the road. And thank you again to our podcast sponsor, Road Dog, with Road Dog Coffee. Thank you so much. Get you some coffee at roaddogcoffee.com.